I want to talk to you today from the story in the book of Numbers. It's the fourth book of the Old Testament. It's the first time since the children of Israel came out of Egypt that God instructed Moses and Aaron to take a number them, to take a census. And so they did that. They came up with 603,550 men that are 20 years and older that are able to go to war. But at the same time, Jesus told them, I don't want you guys to number the tribe of the Levi, because the Levites are going to be mine. And so after they had numbered all the other ones, now God says to them, now I want you to take a census of the tribe of Levi. So they did that, and all of the children, verse 39 of chapter 3 says they counted all the males from a month and above, numbered 22,000. And then God says, now I want you to go back and I want you to count all of the firstborn of the previous census you took, of all those other tribes. Count the firstborn of all of those families. So they went back and counted all the firstborn of those families, and guess what it came out to? 22,273. I was a little surprised it didn't come out to exactly 22,000, because I know how God is in the details. He's not winging this whole thing called life. And so I was wondering here then, well, what about these other 273? And if you read in chapter 3, verses 44 through 51, it tells how they were to redeem back and these 273 extras. And what it goes back to is the story and the account of the last plague that came on the Egyptians upon Pharaoh, because of Pharaoh's stubbornness, was the death angel. In order to get Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go from captivity, the last plague that God sent was the death angel that brought death, and it killed the firstborn of all the livestock and of all the people. And that was where the Passover was first established, because God told the children of Israel at that time, if you'll take a lamb and sacrifice it and put the blood on your lentils and the doorpost, the death angel will pass over your house. And that's what they did. And so none of the children of Israel lost the firstborn of their families. And of course, then Pharaoh let them go. They come out into across the Red Sea. Now they're in the wilderness at Mount Sinai. And back in Exodus, God gives them a command and says, now, in order for you to remember what I did for you in passing over, not killing your firstborn, what I want you to do from now on is every time you have an animal that has a offspring, the firstborn is mine. And when any human has a child, the first child that comes out of the womb of that woman is mine. But you don't have to give me the child to take to the temple. What I want you to do is I want you to redeem the firstborn of mankind. And so they had to pay 5 shekels to the temple to redeem back the first child. Or if it was an unclean animal, like a goat, for example, or not a goat, a donkey, they had to give a lamb to redeem back the firstborn from the donkey. Or if they didn't want to give that lamb, they had to break the neck of that donkey. Now, these are laws that were made up under another covenant time, and we may not understand them all, but this is what this is history. This is from the book of Exodus and the book of Numbers. So we come here now to this place where God has said, I want you to count the Levites, there's 22,000. Now I want you to count the first offspring of all the other tribes, 22,273. Well, why wasn't God really accurate? Why wasn't it exactly, even Steven? And here's the grace in it. Because Aaron and his sons, you kind of had this separation. You had Aaron and his sons were the priests. Then you had the Levites that were separated to do all the ministry of the tabernacle. And then you had the masses of the other tribes of the nation of Israel. And God said, I'm going to take the Levites to be myself. Instead of now taking the firstborn from every family, I'm going to take just the tribe of Levi. And guess what? It was almost the exact number. But the 273 that are left over, what I want you to do is I want you to redeem them. You have to take 5 shekels for each one of them, and you give it to Aaron and his sons. So here we see God taking care of not only the Levites, we see him taking care of the priesthood. And so why did I share this story with you today in our devotional? Because it encouraged me, and I want it to encourage you, that God is in the details. God is not ignorant concerning the affairs of your life. So whatever it might be today that you think is the tiniest, smallest little thing, and I don't want to bother God with that. He's got cosmic things. He's got world wars. He's got all these things to take care of. Take it to the Lord. He cares about you. He loves you. God is in the details of your life. God bless you.